Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul, and I'm this channel with things that I am curious about and things I've looked into I like to share. So these past couple of days, I have been very intellectually stimulated. I've been listening to numerous podcasts and interviews, YouTube videos with very stimulating conversation on creativity, consciousness, religion, symbolism, meaning, so many different things, right? And it has been very enjoyable. And as I was sitting here tonight, before recording this, one of the things that I like to do is declutter my mind. So I almost always do this, whether it be at the end of the day or right after I'm done reading or after I'm watching different videos. I never want to just leave the thing as it was, because when we don't, it's not a waste to just leave something and then go on to the next thing, but it is a much better use of time before moving on to something else immediately, to take time to go over what you just read or listened to and think about it and sit on it for a little bit. It's going to look like you're doing nothing. Either write about it, or at least sit on it and think about it, or immediately go talk to someone about it. These things are going to make it more concrete in your own brain. And so you can store it instead of just forgetting what you listened to and forgetting what you read. And so I was thinking about this, right? I was thinking about this before I recorded this video, and I was thinking about how many different things I've put into my mind and honestly how enjoyable it's been. But then I started to think about, okay, it's a good practice that I have to declutter the mind. It's almost come out of necessity because I've gotten very overwhelmed in my own mind before, to where I just get like paralyzed and I don't know what to do. It's just because I'm thinking about so many different things, right? And then this is what I realized with other people that I've come in conversation with. A huge reason why people don't know where to go in life or what to do next is just because you haven't decluttered, or because you haven't synthesized what you've already learned. And so stuff is just going on up there that you may not even be realizing that's going on up there because you haven't taken care of it. It's kind of, to give you a picture, it's kind of like, let's say you were on the couch, maybe watching TV or something like that. Let's say maybe you were eating something and you put whatever remains next to you on the couch, but it's over the arm. But you kind of just forgot it there, and the walkway is maybe the other way. Next time you go to sit down, you don't really realize it's there, right? It hasn't begun to have a smell or anything yet, right? Eventually, it just gets to the point where you start to smell it, you start to notice it, but like if you don't know where it's coming from, you kind of just get overwhelmed. Then it comes to the point where you get used to the smell. If someone else comes in, they can notice it right away. But for you, you still don't know where the thing is because you forgot, but you've gotten used to the smell. It's kind of a bad illustration because this is a negative thing, whereas the things that I hope that we're putting into our mind are good things, but it can serve the same thing. Originally, you introduced the idea into your mind. It was there. You remember it. Then you walked away from it for a while. Then you went back, but you didn't take the time to synthesize it, to write it down, to talk about it, anything like that. So you remember the next time you revisit it, but then you left again. Well, eventually you come back to the same topic enough, but it's so many days ago or so many times ago to where now it's an unconscious thing, but it's still taking up clutter space because it hasn't been processed yet. It hasn't become part of your thinking. It hasn't become part of your ideas yet, to where you have incorporated it or found where it fits in your life. And so I wanted to share this because I feel like this is one of the best practices that's helped me. Anytime you're introducing ideas, whether it be through watching videos, listening to podcasts, conversations, or reading, always take time before moving on to the next thing that you have to do for the day or the next intellectual thing, to take time, sit on it, process it, understand where it fits in. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have all these conversations going on in your head so you can synthesize it and make sure that, okay, it's been processed. It doesn't mean that there's not still more processing to do, because most likely there is, but you've dealt with it enough to have it not be clutter. And now it can actually feed into further thinking and further intellectually stimulating thoughts, whether on your own or now when you're listening to something, because now you're able to bring it up instead of it having it be lost somewhere in your mind. So I wanted to share this because, like I said, this has been something helpful for me. And yeah, I hope it's helpful for you too. So if that idea was helpful, if maybe you feel like you have been struggling with that, these ideas or different things that you have to do have just been going on up there unconsciously, and you're like, man, I just don't know what it is. Take time, process it, sit down, write things down, and let me know how it goes. All right. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.